Hey, this is a trendy socialite. I hope all is well with you. I have been wanting to do this video for days, weeks, months even now, and I was blog reading today, this afternoon, and I was just so disgusted and thus compelled to do this video. As you see, the title of this video is Pretty Is as Pretty Does. We have heard that saying for, all of our lives, from our parents, our grandmas, our nanas, our aunties, our godmothers, any woman of any notable distinction in class has made that part of their mantra and their teachings to us. And I just have to say that that is that is becoming just so almost obsolete in mainstream media. It doesn't sell. It's not popular to be as my grandma and mom used to say, as pretty on the inside as you are on the outside. I mean, you have shows like the Bad Girls Club, and then you have women behaving badly, and you have the drama on reality shows like Basketball Wives and the Housewives of Atlanta series. And you notice that I'm not saying a whole lot about ones that aren't heavily filled with people of color. Yeah, there's drama. I watch Housewives of New York and Housewives of Beverly Hills, and there's drama up there, but it is not to the level that the drama is on those shows. And so what really prompted me to do this video is today I was blog reading first about Toni and T.I. Insert eye rolling here. I mean, are you serious? I was reading, I said it, a blog, and I didn't read the whole blog, but the first line was like, they just have a toxic love. They just have a toxic relationship. And they do. They may be married. They may have had, this fancy wedding with her looking like a princess, but they are not living a charmed life at all. And for those of you that may be younger, that may be watching this video, or your mom or dad or auntie, uncle is making you watch this video, that is not what love, relationships, and marriage is supposed to be like. You should not spend your relationship with one or both of you in and out of jail and given hand jobs in the public visiting room of the local jail or prison that your loved one is in. That is not the business, okay? Let me just go on record. In case somebody out there is telling you that that's the way to live, that is not the way to live. And I feel bad for Toni, because I know that she genuinely loves that man. That's pretty obvious that she really does care about him and love him. But at this point, if she really cared about him and his development, she would sit him down and be like, look, boo, this is not the way to go. I mean, it's not like the guy doesn't have a successful career. It is not like he couldn't be, he's making money. He's successful as a rapper. And he seems like he's a relatively nice guy. But he just gets caught up in these situations and makes horrible decisions. And she seems okay with that. And clearly from them getting arrested, not too long ago for the drug charges or whatever, she co-signs on a lot of that foolishness. And that's gotta stop. Someone needs to tell her that it needs to stop. If she doesn't have the wherewithal and the mind to know that has to stop, somebody, her girls, her mama, auntie, somebody needs to tell her that is foolishness. We're reading this book of Proverbs, and there's a lot of comparisons between a wise woman and a foolish or a simple woman. She's simple. And that's something that can be changed. She doesn't have to live the rest of her life this way. But right now, Oh, girl is simple. And so first I read that, but yesterday I was reading about Toni Braxton. More eye rolling. I know you're broke. You're broker than broke. Like, you are working for the state government like I am broke. I mean, you broke. I got that, Shook. I got that. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. I have issues with her considering posing, she says, for the cover of Playboy, but they're not going to put you on the cover unless there's something inside. Okay? But, I don't understand that. I mean, what happened to, you know, working hard? You may have to downsize. You may have to fire all the people that work for you because you can't afford to pay them. You know, you and the kids may have to live in an apartment as opposed to a house. You do what you have to do to provide for your kids, but that doesn't mean that you have to compromise who you are and the standards and the morals. And I have to say that I'm really surprised at Toni because I didn't really peg her for that. I don't know, you know, I just didn't think that would be something that she would consider. And then on top of that, she's doing a reality show. And I know a lot of people go that route or whatever, but you know, just from her background, being raised in a Christian home, you know, that doesn't preclude people from making bad decisions or choices, or, you know, just living a life that is not what they were taught to live or how they were taught to live. I just thought that maybe, you know, especially considering she's 43, I just thought maybe she would be a little bit more strategic and forward thinking than that. You know, because I knew that her career had taken, you know, some hits, and so I was really proud that she did that Vegas show, you know, as long as she did. And maybe that really bombed. Maybe that set her back even more. I'm not really sure all of what her financial situations are, but it clearly seems that at some point, in some way, somehow, she's either living beyond her means, or she is she has the wrong people around her. And she really, rather than kind of making these haphazard and seemingly almost snap decisions, she really needs to circle the wagons and to get quiet and to get still and really to listen as to what her next move should be. Because I don't know that posing for Playboy is it. I just don't think that that's the ticket for her, for a lot of reasons. And then we have Miss Keri Hilson, which I have wanted to blog about her tale for a minute. I am pissed with her. I am, like, really? I told my friend's 13-year-old, I said, you will not, if you're ever with me, you will not listen to Keri Hilson. I don't care, don't sing Pretty Girl Rock, don't, she is not what we listen to anymore, because she does Pretty Girl Rock, she performs at the show, and you know, that's kind of like the anthem of girls and women and young women now, and you know, we're just singing his praises. And then she comes out with that next video. I saw it on Clutch magazine. I don't even know what the name of it is. Something about loving me, or the way you love me, or don't you love me, or you didn't love me, or whatever. Keri, you showed us no love by showing your tail literally in that video. Like, I sat there and my mouth was open the entire time I was watching that video, because I just couldn't believe that immediately on the heels of Pretty Girl Rock that you would go to the other extreme and post that video. I'm like, what happened to you really being in control of your career? I guess it's pretty clear that she's not in control of her career, because I can't imagine a woman that, you know, claims to have, you know, some values and some individuality would think that that's a good idea, when you clearly know, you have a good inkling that that is that Pretty Girl Rock is an anthem, and that you're becoming a role model for younger women with that song. And you know, I didn't really care for her before that. Like, she wasn't, I don't know, she's done some things that I thought was pretty questionable, but this last video, that was over the top and crossed the line for me. So I will pretty much never be a fan of Keri Hilson. Like, I have no love for her. I just don't. I really need for her to grow up and mature. I need for her to surround herself with some people that can, you know, point her in a better direction than she's in right now, because what she's doing is just not the move for me. It's not the business at all. And lastly, well, not lastly, I really could do two more. Vivoka, I ain't hating on Vivoka. I'm not, but I'm speaking from personal experience. When you have failed relationship after failed relationship after failed relationship with kind of the same type of guy, you sort of need to turn that mirror on yourself and, you know, maybe see, you know, just saying, see if you may need to make some different choices. But clearly that's what she likes, so I'm not really knocking it. But she has been hurt. She has been humiliated, I believe. She has been embarrassed. And so I just think that she needs to look at that. She needs to think about that. And I think, you know, I'm rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and excuse myself. I think the thing that just really kind of amazes me is that there is nobody in their life, well, maybe there is and they're just not listening, but there doesn't seem to be anyone in these people's lives that are telling them, that that's not the move, that that's not the ticket, like that's not the way to go. They just seem to be bebopping along, and people are just co-signing and checking off on whatever their behavior is, no matter how bad or embarrassing or detrimental it could be to their personal well-being and growth and development. So with Vivoka, I sort of think she's going through some midlife things, and she's been in that for a minute. And I don't know if it's because she hasn't been able to really get, you know, I guess top-notch movie roles, and, you know, the whole black love movies are kind of passé right now. So, which I don't understand how you can really, I guess, satisfy black moviegoers, because, you know, they weren't feeling the love. Some people weren't, anyway. I was. The Love Jones, Love and Basketball, Brothers, Fort, not Boys in the Hood, what's The Wood, all of those kind of things. They weren't feeling those kind of movies for whatever reason. You know, like it wasn't really realistic because these people had careers. So they didn't think it was representative of their experience. I don't understand that, but anyway. And then now they're not feeling the whole Tyler Perry male kind of man bashing, black women are being mistreated sort of genre. So I don't really understand how you satisfy moviegoers. But, you know, with Vivoka, she's sort of taken a decline and a back seat in recent years because of that. She's a beautiful woman, and but that beauty on the inside is something's going on. Something's not right. Same thing with Toni. You know, there's something going on the inside that's not making her, you know, require more of her husband and require more of herself. Then lastly, Sunday, my cousin called me and she was talking to me. She's like, "Girl, are you watching the Basketball Wives?" I was like, "No, I don't watch that show," even though I do watch Housewives of Atlanta. So like 6 one, half dozen the other, I guess. So I ended up watching an episode. I I ended up watching, I guess, 2 episodes because Housewives of Atlanta was a rerun, so I didn't watch that. And I saw the episode where the wives confronted Susie and Gloria, I guess, at the restaurant, and Shaunie followed her out and all that kind of stuff. And then I watched maybe what was the season finale, I don't know. Anyway, apparently Shaunie has come under a lot of fire on Twitter and I guess in the blog world, blogosphere, for her actions and her behavior in that episode where she confronted Susie and Gloria. And I read something on YBF where she talked about her behavior and how she regretted something. I think she regretted going out to the car or something like that. I don't really remember, but I'll post the link below. But I'm like, so you don't regret the issue I have with Shaunie. She doesn't regret the image that she's portraying for her children. Chick has like 5 children, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heads of children. And girls, you're not concerned about how your antagonistic, bully-like behavior could impact and influence your children. You know, that poem from years and years ago, children live what they see and learn what they see, or learn what they live, whatever it is called. That's when they see that, then they're going to think that it's okay to end up eventually like Mean Girls and that sort of thing. And then her sons are going to think that that's normal, you know, business as usual for women to behave like that. Like that's what we do in our friendships. And that's not what we do. That is not what we do. That is not the business. Not what we do either. So I have issues with that. And the reason why I have issues sort of with all of these women collectively is because they are kind of touted and put forth as, and even in the Housewives of Atlanta too, I totally put them in this boat. I tweeted the other day that I need for somebody to tell the Housewives of Atlanta to look at the Housewives of Beverly Hills, because that's real wealth. That's wealth. I mean, most of them don't even own the houses that they're shooting in. So, yeah. But, all of these women are being just sort of put forth as examples of womanhood and ladies and what black women should be like. And I don't want to be like any of them. I honest to God don't. I just don't. Just because you wear Jimmy Choo's, Keri Prada, and are able to get your hair blown out every week does not make you a lady. It does not make you a woman. It does not make you mature. It just makes you a woman that can do what she has to do to get what she wants. And that is not an example that I want to follow, and that I want anyone close to me that is younger to follow at all. And it's almost like they are caricatures. They're playing dress up, but on the inside they're little girls. They're not pretty. They can't feel pretty on the inside, because if they did, the stuff that they are taking, the stuff that they're doing, they wouldn't be able to do it with a clear conscience. And that's not to say that as women we're perfect, that, you know, we don't have some flaws. We have plenty of them. Like, we don't have some drama with us sometimes. But there comes a point in time where something, your head, your heart, your spirit kicks in. It's like, wait a minute, this is not me. This is not what I should be about. And it's like, if their instinct, their gut isn't kicking in, and that's something on the inside that has to be worked out. And I guess the reason why I wanted to title this Pretty Is As Pretty Does is because we have to, ladies, in this new year, it's 7 days into the new year, but we can still do this. We have to work on us. We have to work on the inside. And that's one thing that I'm working on this year, is me. I can only work on Adia. I can't change anybody else. I can't really influence anybody else, but I can work on me, and I'm working on me, and I have a lot of work to do, trust me. But we have to clean up the stuff that's on the inside, and get to a point where we require more, first more of God and just Him in our life, and being able to really make some wise and better decisions. 2, more of ourselves, and then 3, more of the others that we surround ourselves with. We really have to get to a place where the people that we surround ourselves with are speaking life to us and are making us better, and that the people that are not speaking life or speaking death and that are trying to bring us down, talk to the hand, back up. You're not in my inner circle at all. So I know I've rambled for quite a long time now, but if you don't get anything out of this video, but just be as pretty on the inside as you are on the outside. And if you don't feel that way now, or if you feel like you are pretending when you're dealing with people, or you don't feel like your authentic self, you don't feel like you're being yourself, then really spend some time in thought and in prayer about that, and in reading the Word. And if you're a newer subscriber to me, we're going through now, really late, Proverbs, reading the book of Proverbs. It's never too late to start, and people that are reading it or have read it can attest to you that it has changed our lives. It's changed the way that I think. It's changed the way that I feel about a lot of things. I've had, I'll do that in another video, but I'll share some life-changing stuff that's happened just in the last few weeks and with reading the book of Proverbs. So I hope that this made sense. I'm going to watch it before I actually post it. And as always, I look forward to your comments and your thoughts and your suggestions and questions and criticisms or whatever. You can leave them below. Alright, take care. I love you all. Bye and be blessed.